go. We're live. Hey.
Oh, hi.
Don't panic. All is well. All is well.
Crossing our
We're all
fingers.
panicking.
Everything's fine.
There's two Renariuses.
Oh, there are, aren't there?
better
That's
be.
freaking us out.
He's,
Oh, no.
He's multiplying.
We will cross our fingers that
I'm a wizard.
Twitch doesn't do what Twitch has done the past 2 times I've streamed and bottomed out on me. But we'll see. All right, let me get this. Let's see. Middle, left. Sorry, I'm trying to do this.
I feel like this is an omen that Jurble's going to die tonight.
Bottomed out.
Listen,
Maintain altitude.
Melissa. I don't need any of that. Okay.
No. See, I didn't go there.
All right, we're good. I got that switched over. We're fine. Hey, welcome to the Night of the Forsaken. Glad to have y'all here. Those in chat, thank you, players. I'm glad to have everybody. You here. I mean, I don't know what the energy is tonight. I'm really not
Panicky.
sure, but there's an energy, and we're gonna try to survive.
It's not a good energy.
I don't even know.
Negative side effects.
Yeah. No one's panicking. There's a total
fine.
panic right now for some reason.
It's fine.
Okay.
Totally good.
So,
I'm ready to go.
let's kick it off with a summary from last week.
Worst case scenario,
so that y'all know what happened if you didn't see it or if you need to be reminded. So last week, with Cazeel's playing, Cullem Krenthora finally wakes up. After a few minutes of consciousness, he confirms that it was indeed Varris who broke into his home, and that he thinks he knows what the Drow was after. A time device that he had. As Caszeel runs off to check the hidden location, Pyxrin and Renarius ask the wizard their questions and apologize for snooping about his residence while he was unconscious. Tegan left the room to inform John and the rest. They learn that one of the men depicted in the various painted portraits throughout the house is Zenfried Zion, who not only is the person Renarius has been seeing in his dreams occasionally, but also could have been the mysterious Z they ran across earlier on in their adventure. However, Cullem informs them that his friend has been missing for nearly a decade. He also reveals that he apparently keeps spirit servants in his home, asking one to escort them to the dining guest area so he can take a nap until dinner. Once in the guest area, the group decide to take advantage of a fully stocked minibar. During the downtime, Lyric asks Pyxrin about Varris. Tegan reveals some suspicions about Zephyr's friend Deft. And Zephyr presents a series of journals they found in the residence. Looking through the journals, Caszeel discovers quite a bit about Cullem's past life, just in time for dinner to begin. Cullem wheels himself into the dining area, a bit refreshed from his nap, and ready to continue his conversations with the others. Finding out more about Zenfried, Caszeel attempts to reach out to him via magic, and after a few anxious moments, he hears a reply. Zenfried is in Dem Glemt, and has been captured by the library. Dun dun dun. Alrighty, yes, so... we left off last week as where Caszeel had reached out to Zenfried Zion via sending and received the message, "You reached me. I'm in Dem Glemt, held captive by the library. I tell Cullem I love him and I'm sorry." So the rest of you, as you're sitting here at the dinner, this like large, spacious dinner table with all kinds of food presented before you. Some of you have already gotten food onto your plates. The servants have went around and refilled some glasses of water, the spirit servants. And you all heard, of course, Caszeel speaking the message to Zenfried. And if anyone looks over at Cullem, who is in a wheelchair at the table now, he's looking at, kind of looking down at his plate, not really looking at anyone in particular. just looking down at his food with a very pensive expression on his face. Caszeel looks up and kind of has this nervous look on his face. And I am not going to be doing an Irish accent. I apologize. Or no, he does Scottish here, doesn't he? Okay, so
It's
it's going to
something.
be. It's gonna be
Who does
it's gonna be a-
It's a
It's
delightful
Dan's.
blend
it's gonna
of
be an
the-
it's gonna be an Ileana. It's gonna be an Ileana Irish Scottish accent. He said that you'd reached me. He says that he's in Dem Glemt, and that he's been held captive by the library. He kind of looks over at Cullem, who has looked up from his plate and is now looking Caszeel in the eye and looks a little confused, a bit sincere. He told me to tell you that he loves ya, and that he's sorry.
He dead.
Um,
Jurble throws a chicken
It's
leg
not
at
proper
Zephyr.
talk at the dinner table.
Cullem, you see him kind of blink and nod at Caszeel and quickly take his napkin that he had spread on his lap and kind of bring it up and wipe at his eyes a bit. That's... I'm not sure I've been as more relieved and yet troubled as I am hearing that. But I'm glad to hear it.
Wait. Pardon. So Zenfried's been missing for a decade, and Caszeel just instantly gets in contact with him.
I've tried to reach out to him before and wasn't able to reach him. But honestly, I haven't tried in a few weeks. Well, it's honestly probably been a couple of years. I just kind of figured something happened to him. That it died. I didn't. I should have tried more. Suddenly, he seems like quite a bit weaker than he was just a few moments ago. Kind of takes a shaky drink of water.
I don't know much about magic. This kind of magic. Is it possible, Caszeel? It seems rather fortuitous that we get this information right now. We've already been warned about the library. And I don't know. It just seems a little too good to be true.
You little
We found
Because they will kind of look at you, Jurble. Usually, if I think of someone to reach, the sending spell works that way, so I'm not sure how I could have gotten someone that wasn't. What are you trying to say?
I don't know. There's just a lot we don't know about the library. Not accusing you, Caszeel. Just
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm just wondering what you're thinking. What's
Just-
your...
What
I'm
your
just trying to think.
accusations are.
I hate you. I want to you nuts. No, no, no. I'm just trying to think. What's just thinking out loud? What's changed recently that you're able to get? Someone's able to contact Zenfried, and if he's being held in the library, we do know, you know, if you haven't contacted him recently, we do know that something has happened in Dem Glemt, and the library has, sealed Aurelius and them. Maybe that's connected. There's been a change in Dem Glemt. I don't know. Just try to figure out what all this means.
I could almost guarantee there's been a change in Dem Glemt. With the portals mentioned and the things getting out into this plane from Dem Glemt, it seems that, and the whole thing with Aurelius, honestly, frightens me. And that it takes a lot well, after you've lived so many years, it takes a lot to do that. So, yes, Jurble, I think something has happened. I don't know why that they would want him. He didn't work there with me. I mean, I think I mentioned before that I spent some time at the library, but left. I didn't... Oh. Power corrupts is something that I've learned in my time. And it was doing so there, as it did in Fairweather. So, I...
Easily manipulated.
Yes. Yes.
You said earlier that I think we were talking about the college and Fairweather and everything. You're saying you think that's just a distraction from something bigger that's going on here. Do you think the library is just another distraction, or are they part of this bigger?
You seem like a smart bugbear, Jurble. You are a bugbear, correct?
Yes, I'm a bugbear. I will take that check now.
What do you think? And he's not... The tone of his voice and the way that he's looking at you, Jurble, doesn't sound like he's challenging you, but more like he expects you that you know.
Varris? That's his
you
name?
Think that the library is a distraction?
I think the answer is in Dem Glemt, but I don't know. There's so much chaos. There's so much just happening all around. There's a bugbear army invading from the west that is being influenced by the Shiga in some form. We have Varris seemingly possibly leading an army from the Underdark. Also, somehow, Shiga is being influenced there, that we believe. And then we have whatever the hell is going on with Fairweather. And then, now, the library is doing whatever they're doing. It's just what you said earlier, distractions. It's like there's distractions coming from all sides.
It would.
Cullem,
Yes.
would you happen to know if the library would be in possession of one of the time devices? Have they made their way to Dem Glemt, these devices?
I'm sorry. Excuse. Anyone looking at him would have noticed a smirk. The time devices were created by the library. So yes, they have one. Most undoubtedly. At least they did when I was there.
If we, I don't know that this is our goal at the moment, but if we are on a mission to collect all of them or secure all of them, we would no doubt need to go to the library at some point.
This is true. I kind of look around at the group of you. If you do find your way there, be as cautious as you can. I don't think that... and kind of looks over at Jurble. I don't think that you quite understand how much power the library has obtained. Or even had.
Caution isn't exactly our strong suit.
Did you say is or isn't?
Isn't.
It'll shoot a glance.
He'll kind of smile at that for a moment and then... Well then... You best... I will just say that they are powerful. Very... possibly the most powerful thing that you'll come up against. I'm not saying that they're unstoppable. No one is. But you'll have to learn caution if you're going to go there. And I would say soon. Learn caution soon, not go there soon.
Follow me.
Good clarification.
I definitely need to get your wits together before you try to face them head on. Even if that's just conversation, because they are clever. And not that I don't think that you have a clever group here. I do think that all of you are talented adventurers. And you do seem smart.
There's mages trapped in here.
He holds up his sword.
Yeah.
He'll kind of
Yeah,
look over
we're-
to you and smirk.
we're extremely we're we're extremely talented adventurers. As I have come here
So
with a knife
talented.
wound from a bugbear scout from 6 months ago. That's no.
Yes.
Tegan will.
Would-
Whoop. Go ahead, Renarius. Go ahead.
Would you happen to? I know that we have a friend in Aurelius and any who are with him. But do you know of anyone else in the plane who would help us infiltrate or overthrow or work against the library in some fashion?
I'm sorry. I looked at Zoom chat and got completely sidelined mentally.
You're welcome.
Oh God. So you're asking him if there's anyone that he knows that can help you, correct?
Right.
Okay.
I guess on the plane of Dem Glemt.
I haven't been back to the plane in quite some time. With Aurelius out, I'm not sure. I mean, if you can get him to... I mean, if he's okay and you can get him to reason, then for all of his enthusiasm, he's powerful and he's a good ally. I guess anyone associated with him would probably be good. But I'm not sure how much they would know, since Aurelius himself misunderstood the library. Chose to misunderstand the library, I think. He wanted to see the good. There's not always good. Beyond that, I'll rack my brain and see if I can think of anyone for you. I don't... I've kind of kept to myself the past few years. At least the past decade, so I'm not sure who would still be that isn't entangled in the library's web. Since
I
those
appreciate your hope and optimism.
those were mostly my connections there, unfortunately.
Tegan will ask. The term has been bandied about so much. I'm just a little confused. Obviously, the library isn't just a room, obviously. So, could you give us some clarification on, is it a group of people? Is it one person? Is it something else? What is the library?
Sounds like
Not
a simple...
to be trusted.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a complicated answer.
He'll smile, genuinely. The library is neither a group of people or just a place. Well, it's kind of both, I guess. You have the physical, that is, she pulls up her map, which is located on the island of Astesa, there in Dem Glemt. Pretty central to the plane, meaning that, I have a map somewhere of the plane. It's pretty in the center of Dem Glemt.
Zephyr will pull the map out of his bag.
Oh, is that the one you took from upstairs?
Yeah.
And he'll kind of take it and roll it and be like, and kind of like notice a couple of marks that he's made on it. Kind of like give you like an eye and kind of like,
How you been?
but he'll smirk. He's trying to hide his smile, but he's smiling.
It obviously seems like someone was looking for something.
That one's tricky.
Wait, did Zephyr
kind
just
of-
say a full sentence?
He kind of looks around at the rest of you and says that.
Yeah, you have no idea.
But again, he's not. He doesn't seem upset. He'll unroll the map and kind of like, haphazardly, kind of like almost, and you can kind of see one of the spirits that's been kind of like standing off to the side, almost kind of like rush for, like kind of move forward a little bit to help him, but he on his own grabs like an empty cup and like sits it down and maybe a roll and sits it on one corner to try and keep it flat on the table, probably dipping a little bit into something there, and he points to the center of the map, and I guess I can share this out with all of you now.
Oh, my secret's gone.
What?
Unfortunately, I don't have a way to share it on screen, so those watching would just have to use their imaginations. But
Yeah, Red's had this map for how long?
while I'm trying to, there you go. While I'm
Wow.
trying to do this, to share it out, I'm going to share it out to on Facebook for y'all.
I've had this map since Aurelius.
It's been a while.
Thanks for
He'll-
sharing with the
He'll
group.
point to the center of the map where there's this. So y'all are looking at. As I said, I'll pass this map along to you. You're looking at mostly. Yes.
Streams down.
Oh, whoops.
It is?
I got.
No.
I still,
Hold on, refresh.
still
No,
see
it's
it.
not.
Oh,
I
okay.
still see it.
I had a network error on my browser.
Sometimes
no.
that
Okay,
happens.
never mind.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Stop
Alright.
scaring
Yeah, everybody's
us.
still here.
Schrodinger's stream. If Frank doesn't
Yeah.
see it, nobody does.
So what you're looking at is that I'll pass this map along to you, but mostly like 4 large continents that are almost in. Imagine, like, to me, this is what I immediately think of is like Simon, the game Simon, where it has the 4 buttons.
100%.
So it's kind of like that, and then in the center of those 4 continents, along with there's some extra islands around too, but like in the center of those 4 continents is a smaller continent that looks like it has a large mountain on it. That's called Astesa, or the Astesa. Astaessa.
What? E-S...
Yes,
T-A...
Astaessa. And he'll point to that. That's where the library is located. The building. It's on top of a mountain. Very beautiful. But, well, as you've noticed with probably my own home, a lot larger on the inside as it is than it is the outside. Like 10 times larger. Maybe more. Maybe even endless. They do
Jurble
keep books.
Chugs his tea.
They do keep books. They do keep books there. A lot of employee. And so yes, it is a physical place, but also it's everyone that works for them. Almost, kind of like snarl his nose as he kind of looks around, like trying to think of something. Almost like,
Like a secret society?
I mean, I'm not really sure I'm too familiar with those, but like
Tactical use.
like a kingdom, like a castle, and all that are there, whether that's a council and a king and queen, or even the guard, are kind of held in high esteem compared to the rest of the town that the castle that the king and queen are over. I guess you could see the building as the castle and the employees as the royalty. But it kind of it goes a lot larger than that.
Upper management.
There's
HR.
not much in Dem Glemt that goes without the library knowing about it. They have eyes all over.
All over.
And so it seems in what's happening now, probably even more so. I'm trying to share this thing out so my Facebook notifications stop going off. Does that answer your question? And he looks at you, Tegan.
I suppose it sounds difficult to describe. It's a group of, I guess, it's an organization. It sounds like.
That's one way to
Sounds
put
like-
it, sure.
An organization, a government, an army.
We might have squatters.
Wait, does this mean that Kazoo's dad worked for the library?
He did at one point, yes. With me. But I'm not sure if that still applies. If he still works for them. In fact, I don't think that he would. I know that when I left, they were getting very suspicious of Wilhelm. Wilhelm was key in creating the time devices, and he began to get very curious, wanting to test them out, and even got into finding out some things that he divulged with me about what they'd, other things at the time that they were into. And I believe that the library caught on to that. And there was talk. I tried to warn him, but he didn't seem like he wanted to leave at the moment. He wanted to keep digging. And it came to a point that I just had to wash my hands of it, per se, and protect myself. So I can't see him lasting much longer than I did. I'm honestly surprised that he's still alive. The library doesn't usually keep people around that are asking too many questions.
I'm gonna pull out the book that I took from upstairs out. What is these records for?
Oh. It's a list that I've been keeping for quite some years now of mages. In Osbergen, mostly. Some that I've met in Dem Glemt, but as I said, I didn't travel too much in Dem Glemt, so I'm unaware of a lot there. Only the basics. But back when Zenfried first disappeared, and I was sending people out to check and to investigate, using what resources I had at the time, I began to collect this information simply because I worried about Fairweather and the crystals, and it just all seemed I don't know. Have you ever had a bad feeling about something and just pieces start fitting together? And
1 + 1 is 2.
yes. So it probably doesn't. I don't know if it even meant anything or if it never really helped me, but I thought, well, maybe if I collected a list of mages, I could keep an eye out on them and protect them and try and help them. And I did a few, as with, you saw the crystals that you found, but it meant me making myself more known than I wanted to. And I wasn't, after everything, I wasn't ready for that. I may be old and I may have lived my life, but I can still not be ready to die. And I felt that if found out, that's what that would lead to.
Calling for backup?
What backup is there?
We all jump up on the table and the Avengers theme starts playing.
Yeah.
We
Get down, get down.
I want to
picks
help
up.
you.
Took me this long to find that picture. Okay, cool.
So the dates in these books,
Sent
are they
friends.
when you last saw these people or talked with these people, or?
The last time that I checked that I got a report on them, yes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't talked to all of these personally, but got a report on their whereabouts. Some of them I was able to update, others I only found out information about and then never saw again. I never heard about them again.
Pyxrin's gonna hold up like a chicken leg.
Yes, dear.
Oh, yeah. Kind of puts it back on her plate. Can I ask you, what exactly happened to... Well, you used to be in charge of the school, right? College?
Yes.
Is it alright to share?
What exactly you wanted to know? That's a lot of years to surmise. What are you needing to know about my time there?
How they, I guess dethroned you could say?
Yes.
They setting you up?
Yes. Yes, so as, I don't know, some of you may know, I founded the College of Fairweather, the Mage College there. In fact, we helped build the town around it. Which makes sense if you've been there. Which I know that, does he know? Did y'all say? Have y'all been to Fairweather?
Well,
Not this alcoholic bird.
Renarius said that he
told
was
him
from
Oh,
Fairweather.
yeah.
Okay.
But
So other than, I mean, I know Renarius is from Fairweather, but what about, have the rest of you been there? Visited at all?
yes, we all had an experience,
Oh,
except Zephyr.
well. let me answer your question, but I would love to hear more about that. I founded the college and built the town. Sorry, that's a DM mistake. Zenfried was helping me at the time. And along with a few others. And yes, we founded the college. I became the, I guess you could say, president of the college, I believe. And we wanted to become one of the best. And strove to do that. I had a wonderful board, myself included, and Zenfried, teachers, and yes. And everything seemed to be going okay. I took on a wonderful apprentice that showed promise. But this family came through. Which I believe, correction from the DM, because I was looking through my notes today. I think last week I called them the Trinworths, when their last name is Trinith. Trennnoth, which is how I pronounced it the first time when y'all were back at Fairweather, but somehow was getting it wrong last week. So, Trinith. The Triniths. Vernon Trinith was the father, and their two siblings, Krishna, I remember, and Anric. Anric was the brother. We had mages, of course, that would test the system, but Anric and Krishna were superb at it. Always in trouble, not in a way of... Not as that they were getting into trouble, but they were pushing the college's boundaries. Working magics that they were as far above them, or rather outlawed. Some blood magic was thrown in there, along with some other things that the college didn't really approve of. And along their time there, their father, who was a good man, Vernon, we tried to work with him with the children, and his wife had died, unfortunately. And I think was from Dem Glemt herself. And tried to work with him, and tried to bring him into the college to maybe that would help the siblings perform better. But it didn't. It was silly to think so, honestly, but... Now, we gave him a seat on the board, since, again, he seemed level-headed and seemed to care about what we were doing, but that was a mistake as well, because as soon as that happened, there was no controlling the siblings. They just, they began to form groups in the school, and of course, they were graduated. We couldn't do anything with them, and when they graduated, they started becoming apprentices and teachers to some, and they were quite a charismatic group. I really have no other way to describe them. They seemed to just weave a spell over people. The board was all for this change. Even Zenfried thought that we should explore these other magics, and they were the ones that actually introduced using mage spirits for things, to empower magical devices, And, well, eventually they became so popular that Trinith Vernon was able to unseat me by vote. So I left. I couldn't see my college fall into that. I kind of severed my relationship with Z for a bit, but things eventually got better, but it was a dark time. It really upset me. I had great hopes for the school. And it pains me to this day to think of them being in charge. I suppose Vernon's still alive. I'm not really sure. He has to be up in years, but I'm not really sure of his lineage either.
Tegan will just mention that when our at time in Fairweather, I had heard that Vernon was not doing well, and there was much speculation, at least from the person I talked to, as to the cause of his illness.
That's upsetting. Quite frankly.
Seems like power struggle knows no bounds, not even family.
Especially family.
I'll kind of give you a look, Jurble.
Sorry, dealing with my own issues.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, he's talking to Tegan here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, snap.
Talk about my family, but
Yes, talking to Tegan, I wouldn't be surprised. And that's
Interesting.
unfortunate.
Interesting. Yeah.
Did you visit the college? So I take it you visited. Did you go to the college there? I mean, when you went
Oh,
there.
yeah, we had a...
Jurble will cough as he sips his tea. Yes, we found ourselves in Fairweather not too shortly after we all got together as a group. We went looking for a missing mage girl. And we went looking for her, and we got the suspicion that she was taken to Fairweather, and that Fairweather was kidnapping young mages. And we made it to Fairweather, and we found her, and she had some prior trauma. They used that against her and convinced her that she needed to be in the college and to leave everything she knew, everything her family, her group where she came from was standing for. And they tried to get her to join in to the college, and after some serious hiccups, so kind of like to do a quick glance just at everybody, we finally reached an agreement to get her out, and after much luck, not luck, I don't know, but we rescued her, and at least I thought we'd rescued her. We came upon her again fairly recently in in Lisa Deer, and she has now been completely corrupted by Shiga. She's no longer herself.
At this point in your story, Jurble, anyone who would glance in Cullum's direction, well, I would say, even if you're not, you would suddenly feel the table quaking a bit. And if you look over at Cullum, he has his fist clenched in front of him on the table. And you can see them kind of just vibrating. And you see his chest kind of heave in and out as he was listening to Jurble's story. Like you would have felt a little bit of something, but then the quake in the table would have gotten worse and worse to where your glasses were shaking a bit with the water, the drink inside of it, kind of spilling out over the rim. And then when you kind of take a breath, Jurble, just continues shaking and then gives way to a coughing fit. And the quaking stops. And he kind of, one of the spirits will kind of take a few steps forward, and you'll see one of the glasses kind of raise up, and he'll try to take it in his hand, but you can still tell that the spirit may be kind of guiding it a bit with the powers that he mentioned that he gave them. And he'll take a long drink. That's it's an abomination. To have taken something I created, to twist it, and he's still kind of looking down, he's not looking at anyone, to twist it like that. And you can still kind of, even though the table has stopped quaking, you can feel kind of this, the air kind of almost a little bit of electrified in the room. And anyone familiar or proficient in magic would be able to just kind of take in that this is how powerful Cullem can be. Or this is just a sign of it. The spirit will kind of fall back to where it was. It kind of settles. And it'll kind of like slowly look up at you, Jurble, and kind of like, I didn't mean to interrupt you, son.
If it's any consolation to you that despite all the issues we found in our weather and all the corruption that's there are still good teachers, mages there. They helped us. And teachers like the one who helped Renarius. Of course, they're not at, I guess they're not there anymore, but they kind of left. But there are still good people, they just don't know who they're working for.
Got it.
Has he hasn't, I zoned out earlier when he was talking about the college. He hasn't mentioned Brinko yet.
He mentioned that he took on an apprentice.
Okay. the one who seemed that we had the most trouble dealing with, who in a sense played us, was a mage by the name of Rinka. She was the one who was, from what we could tell, the main manipulating of Shanad, the girl we went to go find. And she only let us take Shanad back after considerable, I guess you could call it, negotiations.
He seems very still upon saying that, looking back down at his plate, and you can see his hands are kind of clasped in front of him, but they keep kind of going back and forth like he's trying to keep them busy, fidgeting. That was my apprentice.
Would you be alright if she went into the Nine Hells? Just asking for a friend.
Anyone that does that to young mages deserves it. I apologize for my change in mood. This news has saddened me greatly. Everyone make a perception check for me.
While we're doing that, Pyxrin's going to mention about registration now requiring for everybody to have the crystals.
5.
Okay, what did everyone get for perception?
And
Yes,
6.
15.
Anyone with a
3, 4. I got 24.
anyone with a 14 or above would notice that as Cullem was kind of recomposing himself and apologizing for his change in demeanor, as you look at him, you kind of notice that it looks like that he's aged maybe 10 years.
Like since when we sat down?
Yes.
Okay.
And not in a way that, like, oh, you look 10 years older because you look so, like, exhausted and tired and upset, but it looks like he honestly, a change in his face, the wrinkles, looks like he added 10 years to his life.
Are you all right? Well, I mean, I understand you're sick, but you both don't look great, but you also look older? Is that part of this thing you're facing?
And you'll see it. You'll see, like, his hand shake a bit, but it'll go back to how he looked at the beginning of dinner. Is it shameful to say that I'm a bit vain? I try to keep up the, well, make myself look a little bit younger than I am.
Was that why your face changed when you woke up?
Yes, I'm sure it was down while I was unconscious. Haven't quite mastered that yet. I guess I did it for several years, thinking that my fortunes would change overnight, but they never did. So I guess it's just habit now.
Well, there's a lot more, but I'm not sure that you'll be able to take it well.
Why don't we finish this conversation over breakfast? All right. Give us all a nice good night's rest. As I said, you you have the rooms upstairs at your disposal. Comfortable. You'll be able to bathe as well if you're looking for it.
It's just side-eye Jurble.
And in the
Takes a
morning,
needle out of his fur.
little after sunup, I'll have breakfast ready and I'll be here when you're ready. Well, I'll kind of look back at one of the spirits and they'll nod and start to, because he definitely looks weaker than when he came in. Good night, and I'll see you in the morning.
Nah.
Night.
Good night.
There'll be,
Thank you for everything you've done.
of course, there'll be snacks and drinks out for you in case you get midnight munchies, I think they call it, and this is as like the spirits wheeling him out. And you'll hear him say like a thank you to the spirit, and as they exit, and the portrait remains open, so it's still open to the rest of the house. He's not closing you in here. Yeah. So you will see. So you still have the food in front of you if you want to continue dinner. Let me see here.
Baron over breakfast?
I think you should know.
I'm still thinking about Shanad. Because he was saying that he thinks the crystals are how the Shiga are, the spirits are
Yeah.
corrupting, right?
Being lured into the crystals.
But we got Shanad out of there before she got crystals put in, right?
I don't think so.
No, she had crystals in her.
I don't.
Yeah.
Are you
They
sure?
had
'Cause-
crystals put in before we even had gotten there.
Yeah,
They
What?
were in her chest.
yeah. Because we couldn't take them out. Because
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I balked at trying to take him out.
It's like, I think they used to like put them in the arms and stuff, and then they changed
Okay.
because it was too easy to take
I
out.
could
You
have
know?
sworn like we would have done, because we got the
Bastards.
crystal out of what's her name, the alchemist lady.
But that's because hers were in her arm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
hers
were
were
in
in
her
her
arm.
Okay.
Yeah, they started switching to like the torso area and chest and everything to make it more difficult. And so if you try to
Okay.
take them out,
New
high
and-
death possibility.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
new and improved techniques.
Cut your heart out.
I thought we had. Never mind.
We got
Fix
her out
that.
of the city and convinced her to
Yeah.
not
We
go
have a
back,
lot
but
of
that was
notes
it.
to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I read the part about like the registration and all that
Mhm.
stuff, but I thought we had done good.
You got her
No,
out.
never mind.
We did our best.
Yeah, I know, but now, okay.
I stole her
Sorry.
sending stone, so
Nate, you
she's
did.
not pen pals with Rinka still.
True.
Pyxrin still wants to burn Rinka. Asking for a friend. It's fine.
Deft,
Um,
who is sitting at the table, and with John and Lyric. Well, they're not sitting side by side. Well, John and Lyric are, but Deft is sitting probably close to Zephyr, I would say.
Are they holding hands?
John and Lyric.
this hasn't been a hand-holding
John
conversation.
and Lyric, yeah, they seem very like you've seen them lovey-dovey like throughout, like before this, but they seem very introspective right now and very quiet. John is just kind of like swirling around the water in his glass, and Lyric is picking at a roll. Deft, sitting next to Zephyr. Well, that was an interesting conversation.
Is genocide spelled with a J?
Yeah. I just... So he had a time device. I mean, I still told Aurelius that I would find some time devices. I mean, I know it seems like y'all are helping with that that cause as well. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. So the person that broke in and stole his was Varris?
Yes.
Varris, that's his name.
And his cohorts.
Do we know where to find him? I wouldn't mind going after him, getting the time device back.
I imagine you could find him somewhere in the Underdark. Have
Oh.
fun with that.
Is he...
Pyxrin just starts laughing her butt off.
Drow.
Oh. Gotcha. Never had much luck with those sorts.
Maybe already. has a
Pyxrin starts
time
laughing
device.
harder.
It's just,
I kind of like look up at you.
He seems to have been one step ahead of us this entire trip.
oh,
I wonder why.
it does beg the question. How did Varys know Cullem had a time device? Or even where Cullem was? I mean, he tracked Cullem, I guess, the same way we did. He came to Lucidaire, asked around. But, I mean, we didn't know Cullem had a time device. We were coming here for information.
Well, if he works for the library.
You think that Varys works for the library?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't quite know what he's up to these days.
Hmm.
You have a personal connection.
Good hell.
So kind of like he does cock
Knew it
his
was
head
coming.
and just kind of look at you.
She sinks lower into her seat.
He'll kind of look over to Zephyr.
God. You just see like this finger come.
Does she have a personal connection with the Drow?
1 + 1 is 2.
Gosh.
We'll eat him for dinner next
Kind
time.
of looks back over to you, Pyxrin, and looks back to Zephyr. They were a thing.
Cheeky little thing.
And she gets back up into her seat, crosses her arms.
Your group never ceases to amaze me. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Glad to be of entertainment to you.
Well, something has to. Looks over to Zephyr. So where's
the bets?
So Do you know where to find him? So we can get
You
the
could
time
probably
device.
follow the spider webs.
Spiderweb's end.
Oh well, there are spider webs coming in, but they're. I mean.
There are no spiderwebs coming out. I think they magically got out of here.
Oh,
Scratch my plan. Don't
that
listen
is
to me.
interesting. Fascinating.
I mean, the last time we were almost in the same place was the Erebus Empire. He was trying to lead a revolt in the underground against the miners
I
in
don't
the
think
Empire.
I don't think trying as much as succeeding.
Well, we haven't checked back, so we don't know.
Last we were there, they were about to lead an assault.
Seems to be
and take over
working.
mine. Yes.
Yeah, it does.
So you could try the Erebus Empire, but I doubt you'll get very far.
Well, it seems he's following you around. Where are you going next? That's probably where he'll be.
I mean, technically we were following him. He was ahead of us. Thus,
Well, he seems to be going
points
the
at
same
the spiderwebs.
places. Seems to be going the same places that you are, is my meaning. So wherever you decide to go next, he'll be there. So it seems, at least if, I mean, it seems right. 1 and 1 make 2
It's,
at Zephyr.
trust us, we
I
we
appreciate
don't know
your
where.
hope and optimism.
Yes, we don't know where we're going half the time.
Gotcha.
Create chaos.
Yeah,
Seems
so it
super-
seems.
Did you?
Wait a minute. Does that mean that there's a different way to track us aside from, well, the regular tracking? Like, magical means? Or maybe these necklaces, or...
Yeah, there's a way to track you that's magical. That's Deft. John and Lyric will also kind of look up at you. Yeah, there's several ways to track you magically. Do you think that could be happening?
Yeah.
But
You're not as dumb as you
Yeah.
look.
but
Who was that directed
I
at?
can't.
She looks at Zephyr. What?
Rude.
but still, that doesn't. We did not know Cullem had a time device. Varris came here specifically for the time device.
Which means he's got to be working for somebody from the library, right?
Makes
We don't
sense.
know.
How else would they know what to get? I mean, everybody's looking for these darn things.
And Varris is using. It would seem, wasn't it that he's also using Shiga stuff?
Yeah, well,
He was controlling.
we assume.
things.
Well, because there's Shiga things all around the mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
So the Drow
Random,
is
yeah.
using spirits as well, and has a time device. You're saying
Mm-hmm.
sound kind of looks at Zephyr. Sounds good. Sounds like a yep.
Negative side effects.
Telling me.
And Tegan will look
Fire?
amongst. Oh, go ahead, Pyxrin.
Oh, you were talking first.
Well, he was just going to look amongst the group and just say that I think we haven't, I guess, based on what we've learned today, I mean, our first priority has always been getting Zephyr healed and then helping Shanad.
We really need to heal Zephyr.
What did I say, Zephyr? Did I say Zephyr? I'm
You
sorry,
said
Jurble.
Zephyr.
What, Zephyr, you're sick?
What a brain fart.
What happened?
Getting
Jurble pulls that arrow. Well, if you say so.
Did you
Looks great.
Getting
You
Jurble
bad.
healed.
page in the book?
Rewind. Getting Jurble healed.
Guys, Zephyr can't talk. You're trying to fix that.
This whole time, it hasn't been that he's a Kinku. He has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
But after we addressed Jurble and Shanad's issue, I was wondering, should we go to Dem Glemt and try to address the whole problem there?
Or at least rescue Aurelius.
Why not take
We-
care of Sheikah at the source?
I mean, that's what
He's got something there.
he's always
Did-
said, but then again,
Did nobody just hear him
Cullem
say,
basically-
take caution?
he basically just told us we're not
Worst case scenario, we die.
ready for us.
True.
And he seems to be one of the most powerful mages in existence right now. And he was not too keen on us. I mean, I know my ability is I have a crystal shoved into my side from a single stab wound. I know my capabilities.
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Do you think we should try to find the Z we met? I know we kind of floated that around, like, because if that is that just an illusion? Jurble's looking at Renarius at this point because he has no idea how this stuff works.
Well, if Caszeel was able to message to contact the Z that we met, it would seem to me we did not meet an illusion. That we met the Z that we met, and well,
So
I don't think he could communicate with an
So-
illusion.
So he,
Is trapped
So
in
by
Dem
that-
Glemt.
by that logic, he's only been recently trapped in Dem Glemt. That's not where he's been for the past decade.
No, we pretty sure that since Caszeel messaged sending him, the only person Caszeel met was Z, the mage from the forest. And since he answered as Zenfried, I believe they are one and the same.
I am agreed. I've made the mistake once of not helping someone who is in grave danger, much to my own detriment. I would like to explore the option of rescuing Zenfried, and while we may not have enough power to take on the entire library, maybe it's just a matter of getting in and getting out, or maybe even going to Dem Glemt for information and seeing what we can accomplish.
And Caszeel, how certain are you that your father, Wilhelm, was kidnapped and taken to the library?
Oof. How much can you reveal of that?
Caszeel is asleep drunk with wine.
I not 100% certain. No. I woke up and he was gone. I mean, it would seem that was one of his enemies, from what Cullem told us. But I'm not 100% sure of anything, honestly. I.e., you might want to pose that question to Caszeel when Dan's here. He might have a better answer.
I don't want to talk to Dan.
This is a question for you outside of character. Is there like a universal understanding of like year tracking on the continent?
Of
Or is
year
it kinda-
tracking?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean,
What is the year of our Lord?
I
Well, like
mean,
The year of the bugbear.
I
Well, let me-
necessarily, if you're going to ask me what year it is right now, I don't know, but yes.
no, but like I mean, if I asked whatever his name is, Deft or whatever, if I said what year is it, would he have a number that me from my little gnome town
Yeah.
would also be like, oh yeah, it's that year. I understand.
Yes.
Okay, then I ask, what year is it? You don't have to say a number. You can just say that he
He
says
will
it
let you know what year it is, and it's the same
Does it-
year.
as what my mental capacity would understand it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Well, at least
We
we
We're
time
got
actually
jumps, okay?
30 years in the past.
We had some time jumps and we met
True.
Z, and then all of a
Sure.
sudden he was gone for 10 years. So I was wondering if we had jumped 10 years and not
No,
realized
no,
it.
it's the same year.
Okay, just
I think-
checking. Just checking.
Yeah, I think what we've established is that he's been missing for 10 years, but for most of that 10 years, he's probably just been chilling as Z with his bear traps in the woods.
And we just stumbled upon him. And all the rest of the world couldn't find him, but us little bumbling people found him.
But Deft, well, I tell you what.
That wasn't me actually talking in character.
Okay.
That was just me talking. out loud.
But you still mentioned that you think that was Z. Did you say that out loud? That you think that? Anyways, never mind. Okay. What y'all just said was not in character.
No.
For me,
don't think
nothing
so.
I was saying was in character, apart from asking what year it was.
Sure.
No, I don't remember what I said. So I can't bring it back up a character because I don't remember what I just said.
You said that Z has been gone for 10 years, but he was just hiding as Z. With the bear traps, is what you said.
Yeah. But Jurble did mention, should we go back to where we found Z? If Z is...
But what would we gain from going there if what Renarius is saying is true, that through the magic, if that's who Caszeel has met, and so he messaged him and we found it, he's not going to be there.
True, but Jurble will point at Zephyr. Mr. Grabby Hands over there found a lot of stuff in the house. Couldn't talk to anybody.
Did you pick up some stuff in the house? Deft asks you. Zephyr.
Know what to say to that.
He'll just kind of.
It's not what you think.
It's not
It's
what
exactly
I think.
what you think.
You're telling a thief that it's not that I. Okay. All right.
that'll
Rude.
raise
He'll
an
kind
eyebrow.
of give you a. He'll kind of give you a, kind of a pat on the back, Zephyr.
Excuse me, I'm sensitive.
You just stole all your money
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
pat on the back.
Yeah, yeah.
Tigo last F. Our understanding
Hmm.
of Dem Glemt, an experience of Dem Glemt has been like a single place, a single room where we met Aurelius. It seems that Dem Glemt is not just a cafe
Oh.
in the middle of a
Canyon.
He'll kind of like
Yeah,
look.
well,
The
we
canyon.
appeared at a canyon.
He'll kind of like look over to Zephyr and just be like, and give him a look like this. Like, can you believe this guy?
Dem Glemt, home.
Didn't we see like a town when we were there?
Yeah,
Though?
or
You
yeah,
did
we
not.
were
I saw, like,
we
a
were in a
coffee shop.
big cavern,
like,
and then we
cavern.
walked to or like a canyon. We were in a canyon that was protected by like some kind
You
of force
only
field
saw
bubble.
the cafe.
That's it. Yeah, we pretty much right
only
outside.
saw the cafe. Yep.
So, is there a way? Tegan would ask.
Well, then how do I know
Places-
about the stupid canyon?
Places.
Are
The
you
cafe was like inside the canyon.
are you talking about the canyon when you passed over the border? When Osbergen?
No.
No,
When we
no.
first got to, we walked into the
cafe
We were
was
outside.
like in a pit.
It was in a pit.
yeah, in a big pit.
It was in
Yeah,
a
that's
pit.
what I'm saying.
You didn't. You
Some
couldn't
people
see
say
above
pit,
the pit.
some people say canyon.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what the,
I
the
mean-
canyon
Tomato,
is the
tomato.
pit.
But all you
Pit
saw
canyon.
was the cafe in the pit. That's all you saw. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What is
Okay. Yeah,
going
that's what
on
that's
here?
what I'm saying.
Well, because someone mentioned something about a cityscape or so, or like a village.
No,
and I'm like,
I
We
no.
never saw a
did.
village.
Okay, we'll just say canyon pit.
Yeah. You saw the
Yeah, it was a
cafe
big pit.
in the pit. You couldn't see the top
A
of the
canyon.
pit. I think the only
Yeah.
thing that you could see on top of the pit was like red like these large
Yeah, there was
red
a force
crystals.
Or
Accurate.
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We good?
So the
Yeah.
question being, is there a place, someplace else in Dem Glemt we can
What is
go
the degree of the walls?
that wasn't directly in the library or this cafe?
Yeah.
We don't even know
Yeah.
where the cafe was located.
It's
We could go back to
you
that portal.
saw
wherever
you
that
saw
goes.
the you saw the map.
Zephyr
that-
points at the
in fact,
map,
the map is still here.
Yeah.
This is all Dem
on the
Glemt.
table.
Okay, so how do we get there?
Does my map? I mean,
Travel?
I don't actually have it. Does
Portals?
my map that I got actually have the mark of where Aurelius's cafe was?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, I'll point at that and I'll say the cafe that we went to was here.
Okay.
I can't tell you where on the map that was,
Which
but it's there.
trying to think. I thought I marked this on here. Where was that?
At least my map.
Also,
version,
did
I
you
don't
say
have it
you
marked
you
up.
sent out the map stuff?
Yeah, on Facebook.
As I don't see it.
I sent it as an image.
The last thing I said is my joke about speaking out there.
Okay, I might not have waited until
Oh, there it is.
loaded.
There it goes.
Okay.
There it is.
Yay!
Ooh, look at that pretty map.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
It's a big
see?
cafe.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It's a 4-leaf clover.
Hey, I mean, we already know of
Good
two
night.
portals. There's the one we passed in coming here where
Good night.
Pyxrin found
Oh, is Zephyr going to
Garnet.
bed? Okay.
what?
Good night,
There's-
Zephyr. See you in the morning.
There was that
See you in the
portal.
morning.
Someone should keep an eye on him to see if he doesn't steal anything.
Well, we know
Oh.
at least of like of
And then,
two
and then
ways
there's-
to get to Dem Glemt. Yeah.
yeah, there's the portal we passed in getting here, which seemed finicky. But then
There's
we
the
know,
portal in the basement of the lake house,
yes,
and we have our
Okay.
keys.
I'm sorry. And, kind of, I'm sorry. I'm not really understanding what you're asking me.
I don't know if we were.
I
Asking.
wasn't. I don't think I
We
was
were
asking
talking
you a
Okay.
question. I was
Okay.
just
All right.
Zephyr literally opened a portal on the way to Cullum's house and showed
Yeah,
it
that's-
all to you.
That's what we're talking
Yes,
And
about.
that's what
then
we're
Clo-
talking about.
You went to bed.
Yeah,
That's what
okay?
we're talking about.
Talking about.
Go to bed.
I get we're all on edge. It's fine.
right
Is it
there.
a canyon or a pit?
Pyxrin's already started drinking listening to this conversation.
Just started drinking.
Oh yeah, I mean, she was drinking. but
Yeah,
she's
you
drinking
can
more.
portals.
I
can
feel
get
like half of
there.
us are probably already wasted.
So, yeah. I'm sorry, Tegan. Did you? This is Deft. Were you asking me something before? We got into this conversation.
How do you use the portals to get back and forth from Dem Glemt, or do you have another means?
I have another means. Well, it is portals. I use a portal, yes.
Okay, because thinking about backtracking to where we last saw a portal is not a pleasant idea.
Yes. It wouldn't be.
In fact,
Agreed.
we don't know what lays beyond this waterfall.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. A lot out there.
So where did you might have said this, Deft, but where did you get that time device?
Oh, in Dem Glemt. Really
More specifically,
took me to go and get it. I
It was
think
a loud
I
night.
thought
okay,
I thought I mentioned
Okay.
this.
Okay, maybe I was distracted at the time. I
But
apologize.
yes, so Aurelius sent me to find a time device there in Dem Glemt. When I tried to go back, I couldn't. When I tried to get back to the cafe, I couldn't. So that's what led me here, because I knew about Cullem and knew that he had a time device as well. Aurelius knew of this one, the one in Dem Glemt. Also knew of another one on this plane. Said it might be in possession by a king and queen, maybe. John will speak up at this time. Bornheim. Right, that's it. Bornheim. John will take a pretty heavy sigh and another drink of water, and yes, I have been doing well. I mean, I knew about the time devices, obviously, but I didn't know Cullem had one. But I know that Bornheim has one. I have one. You have one. That's Deft. Yes. John kind of gives him an uneasy look. Yes. And possibly, well, I knew that there could have been some in the demi-plane. I wasn't sure how many. And possibly Relesk might have one. That's what I've heard.
Takes a drink. Just doesn't say anything.
Relesk. Interesting. I didn't know about that. Is that a city? Yes. Okay. All right.
Deft, have you ever been to this plane?
Occasionally, but not for very long. Couple of jobs here and there, but haven't really stayed for an extended period of time. Mostly in Dem Glemt. Working for Aurelius. And Zephyr, for a time. Do I look familiar?
No,
I have one of
obviously,
those
it's
faces.
Yes. Jurble's
He's a
thinking back.
Tabaxi, just to remind you.
Yeah. Yeah, Jurble's thinking back like, I even like saying a Tabaxi. You know, just yeah.
How long have you had the one that you got in Dem Glemt?
Oh, I think a couple of weeks, I think. Week and a half. Time's weird.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's a shame that the Drow got the time device.
I rolled an insight check on his answer to
Okay, which one?
his answer to how
Couple
long
weeks ago.
he's had the device.
Okay.
15 plus that's 21.
Seems
Did I do an
truthful.
inside check on his whole? Oh, it's a shame.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, he yes, he seems truthful. There is an air of kind of he's very disassociated with this whole thing. You know, like he's just a person coming into this like he you know,
Tabaxi.
he's just going off of what y'all have said about the Drow, and you know, there's always, even though like he seemed sincere, like there's always like other layers to like what he's, you know, to like how he talks.
He's like an ogre, which is like a cake,
There's
which is like an
layers.
onion.
Yes, like an onion
Layers.
or like a parfait, like a parfait. Who doesn't
Leave
love
him out in the
parfaits?
sun.
I'm gonna mentally
Sorry.
convey to Mags and just kind of see what her feelings are about him.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Well, he's a cat.
Mentally convey to Mags. Why don't you?
Because we got that
No, yeah. No, you're right.
communication
You're right.
skill.
You're right. I just don't think this is an animal handling check. Maybe give me a wisdom check, please.
Okay.
You just look over to Red and he's just Arr! Just
Staring.
making dog like dog sounds.
I don't know anything. 5. I don't sense anything.
Okay.
Mags is distracted.
Yeah, Mags is she seems a little tired. It's been a long day.
That's true.
Very long day. So, Mags, train coming through. Mags,
You're welcome.
It's the
My new
Sheikah
house
ghost
is,
train.
My new house is literally
I love it.
2 blocks from the trains.
Love it.
So
Yeah, yeah, Mags seems tired and just, yeah, not really paying that much attention, but still
why
by your
is this
feet.
Train on me so much.
I love it.
I then stare at Pip really hard to just see if I can convey anything to Pip.
Okay.
But no, that's happening. No,
Okay, all right. Okay, Pip still will kind of notice you staring at it and will stare really hard back at you,
I give Pip a little nut.
and he'll kind of squeak and take the nut and nibble on it.
Jonathan, how dare you?
Sig. It's owl thing.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
small
your owl. I was
brother.
like,
Oh,
who the world
wow.
started it? I'm with it now. Yeah, your owl better not eat Pip.
I'm so sorry.
Just so we're on the same page as far as my plans. As soon as, if Cullem can remove the Shiga, whatever is infecting me, I have every intention to go and get Shanad and Aqua and bring them so that he can cure her. I'm not asking any of you to come with me or anything, but that's what I'm doing.
Are you certain the same thing that is afflicting you is also afflicting Shanad? Could it be different somehow?
Yes, but I'm not going to just leave her like that. If there's anybody that could help her, it's Cullem.
You might be right.
Like I said during dinner, I thought we had saved her, but we've only made things worse. Her situation's only gotten worse.
This is not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. Well, it's...
Library's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's Renka's fault.
Her too.
Either way, I'm not going to leave her. Well, Jurble will get up, finish off his tea, which he's had like 3 cups, and he's gonna, I guess I better take a shower or bath or something.
Caszeel, as you're getting up, will, I almost forgot. And another thing that I was looking over the book that you saw, and I found out a lot of what he just already told us about, the college and founding it and how he left. And also, not that it matters, but I found out about the weird, I think someone mentioned a weird, like, bell jar up in the room.
Yeah.
I think it might have something to do with, apparently, any kind of, like, I don't know, it seems a little reluctant to say this, but, kind of like, almost, if you're looking at him, you'll see him just kind of, like, look towards where, like, the doorway opened to go out into the house, like, just to make sure that no one was there. Apparently, he and Zenfried built a little, demi-plane together, a mini one, so that they could be together when they dream. Kind of sweet.
How do you do that?
I'd take a lot of magic. I don't know exactly, but apparently they stay in the state that, like, they can't, from what I could tell, they can't talk about things now. So, like, if he goes dreaming tonight, they won't know what's happening now, but it's more in the state that they created the demi-plane in. So it's before, when they were younger. A bit. I don't know exactly how old they were, but that's what I got from it. Anyways, doesn't make a difference, but I thought kind of a piece to the Cullem puzzle.
Jurble will look at Renarius after hearing that, just see what he's doing with that information.
We're looking at Renarius?
Yeah.
Okay.
Renarius is just not zoning out, but he you can tell that he's thinking and processing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, Caszeel will kind of yawn. I think it's time to hit the hay. I'll see y'all in the morning. And he'll go up to his, to claim one of the rooms.
Jurble will go take a bath.
Okay.
So he can
Yeah.
look all nice and clean when he gets healed.
As I said, these rooms, like, there's about 3 different types amongst the lot of you of rooms, but very comfy bed. It has a very nice, like, almost like glass, like a windowed in spa. It's still part of the room, but it has, like, windows around it to kind of section it off from the rest. And also you can close the door, and that way the steam will kind of stay in. The water is magically heated. There are some amenities there with some nice towels. These guest rooms are really nice, along with the fireplace that as soon as you walk in comes to life.
I think this is Jurble's first bath since the frozen hair competition.
I don't know the last time I bathed.
And that's not even that wasn't even a bath, it was a pool.
I know.
Or a
This
sauna.
is when you find out that Jurble actually has luscious white fur this whole time.
Well, I guess, is there any, I tell you what, let's go ahead and take our bio break, and then we'll cover if anyone wants to do anything after, before they go to sleep after that, and then, yeah, go from there. Okay, so for those watching, we take a 10-minute bio break. I know it's a little bit late, but here we go. We'll see you in 10 minutes. All right. Bye-bye.
You mean to tell me Renarius' dream is just a pit stop for a wrong turn?
Oh, man.
I don't know what dream you're referring to.
Oh, man. That was a lot. That was a lot. I'm doing it back.
been so like into it. I've written 2 sentences of notes.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
What? What are you yipping about?
Yep. Yep.
At first, I thought you were yipping about my comment, but then you kept on saying yep,
Yep.
and realized
Yep.
she's looking at something else. She's done
Yep.
something else.
Yep.
He's rando rolling to see if Cullem survives the night.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
If only we had gotten here a week sooner.
That would be a table flip.
Oh man.
His last words were, "Only Regina were here. She could have saved me."
Oh man.
And welcome to Level Up.
We haven't taken the nap
you're
yet.
not done with your rest yet.
Oh, come on!
Yet.
Varris is secretly hiding in the closet of one of the guest rooms, and Steph just
What are
rolled
you
to
talking
see
about?
which of the guest rooms it was.
Yep. Ooh. Not good.
Oh, it's gonna be
Better not
like
be in my bedroom.
Jurbal's
'cause she's
Jurbal's
gonna
taking
kill
the
him.
spa bath, and it's gonna be like a whole like James Bond
Spy-
scene where like the
Wa-
Spiders instead
Assassin.
of water comes out.
We thought they used magic. They've been hiding all night.
Yep. The
or
answer
Deft was
the
Varris the
answer-
entire time.
The answer was inside you the entire time. Inside all of you.
Deft never
all of
existed.
you are
It
your
was just
own.
blood.
All of you are your own time devices.
Blood.
It was.
I don't remember
Now you're
being
dead.
in that during this campaign.
Activated by
You
the
win!
power of friendship.
You solved
It
the
was-
death riddle. Yay!
It was all an illusion. Jurble was never carrying around his wife's head. It was a time device that he just thought was his wife's head.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's buried in some sunflower field.
Yep. You're right. You're right.
All of a sudden, throughout time, sunflowers just keep going.
How do you name your stuff? Because these are like the coolest place names on a fantasy map.
I don't remember. I know some of them. The thing I use for the map, which is called Wonder Draft, has a name generator. But I think a few of them I also. Yeah, so I think maybe they all came from that. Maybe. I don't quite remember. I've had it for like ready for like a few months. So.
I especially like
German.
the unpronounceable Sabonair territory.
Wait a minute, which one is this?
It's
Far
right
right.
to the left
Shadow
of Shadow
Quay.
Quay.
The Shadow Quay? Yeah.
No, the
The one that
Oh.
starts with the
It's
silent
just
R.
R-S-E-Y? What? How do you even pronounce? Sabonair.
Save on their territory. There you go. There you go.
It's a silent.
All right, we got
I guess.
5 more seconds. 4, 3,
It's pronounced Rebecca.
2, 1.
Quick, act like we're talking about something important.
We're fine. We're good. Well, I mean,
Our
our
mics are always
audios
fine.
have
What are
been
you
on
talking
this
about?
entire time.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Thank you for welcoming us back.
And-
Thank you. All right. So, is there anything that anyone would like to do before they go to sleep tonight?
I want to finish scribing locate creature
Okay.
into
all
my
right.
spell book.
How many more hours did you have? Because you spent 4 before, right?
I
Or-
spent 2.
Okay.
It's
so
a
you're
4-hour
spending 2
process.
hours on it.
So yes, another 2
You'd
hours.
still have enough to. I mean, it wasn't. Maybe y'all went to bed around midnight. Like it wasn't too late, so you'd still be able to like finish it and maybe even less than midnight. Actually, I think it was like around. Yeah. It's probably about You might went to bed around 11, so you could still probably get 8 hours of sleep. You're good.
Cool.
Anyone else before you go to sleep this fine night?
Pyxrin's gonna take a quick bath.
Okay.
Same.
Yep.
All right.
Gerbils.
Tegan's
Who's
gonna
his
clean
dealer?
up.
Renarius would also bathe after.
Does Zephyr take a bath? Did Zephyr... Wait a minute. So let me just back up here. Did Zephyr go to his room?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
And if there was anything with a large quantity of sand,
No.
yeah, it's too bad. Then no, Zephyr probably would not have taken a bath.
Okay. All right. No sand. No, just water.
Because how else is a bird supposed
true.
to dry off if
This
they
is
can't roll around in
This is
some
true.
sand?
Yeah, there
and take
wasn't
a
any
sand bath
sand.
after the water
I mean,
bath.
there might have been some like ash in the fireplace.
No.
I feel like that defeats the purpose of
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just gonna singe some of the feathers. Oh
Okay.
wait, I can't fly anyway. Never mind.
Okay. All right. Okay, so no bath for Zephyr. All right.
We
Cool.
we just see Zephyr in the morning, just like covered in all sorts of stuff.
Cool.
Just like
All right. So is everyone? So I'm assuming everyone stays in their rooms throughout, like all night, until the morning. No one's getting up to do anything.
Oh no, should we sneak around
I'm
the
just
house in the middle of the night,
asking.
see what happens?
I'm just asking.
are
just
there
to make
any
sure.
books in the bedroom?
Probably. I mean, it is a guest room, so yeah, you'd find some books in the bedroom. Are you looking for some books in the bedroom?
Sure. Jurble will look for
Great. I'm so glad
Gideon's-
that you asked.
Gideon's Bible of the Unknown God.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you have a little shelf. Like each room would have like a little shelf of books there. Let me just this. Nope, don't want that. Let's try this one. Oh no, I think it's the other one that I want. Okay. You find a book called The Grand Arguments on Intimidation. Do you flip
Quick,
through it?
read it. It's a
Yeah,
skill
Yeah, Jurble
book.
will read it.
That old
Yeah.
bestseller.
Yeah,
Jurble will read it.
yeah. It's torn, stained, and a little charred, but it's mostly most of the book is illegible, so you can only make out certain parts of the book. Oh wait, what language do you read? I mean, what
Oh.
languages can you speak?
fact that it's hard to read is
Common,
what
Elvish,
people
and
argue about
Goblin.
You cannot read this book. It's an abyssal,
Just throw it in the fire. No, I don't.
but
No, if I-
very ornate lettering. You feel a little bit smarter just looking at it, honestly.
No, yeah, if I can read it, then I'll.
Are you gonna look for another one?
Sure, why not? If it's a bookshelf.
Okay.
He's all nice and clean and proper right now.
This one is called The
he's going for it.
Treatise on the Residence of Myth, a hypothesis most remarkable.
He puts that back on the shelf.
Okay. The next one you pick up is a book called Black Evening, and then as a subtitle, A Family Feud That Has Gone On for a Generation. Hey, it's from my
You would-
people. It's from West Virginia.
You would.
It's
You
a half
would
foot of
look
my
at
boys. The book is bound in animal hide, with a little bit of fur still on it. So it's a little bit strange to kind of hold in your hands. Yeah, it is written in common. So flipping through it, yeah, it just seems like it's about these two families who don't live too far apart from each other, but own, a good stretches of lands. I think both of them own a town as well, and this is quite a few years ago. Yeah, it's about a prolific feud that went on between the two. Many lives were lost. That's what you get by flipping through it.
He'll put it up, but not quite. Like if you
Okay.
can't find anything better, he'll come back to that one.
Okay, all right. We'll generate a couple more and see if these are more your fancy.
Okay.
Library book of libraries, a photo book showing a series of discrepant bookshelves along with locations.
Oh baby.
At first thought, Jurble will be like, the library. And she'll pull it up and like start looking through it. And
It's torn and stained
Actually-
pretty badly. There's a few pages missing. But you can't read this one either. It's in a
Oh.
language you can't read.
are there pictures?
There are definitely pictures. I mean, it is a photo book. So it has
Wait, photo?
yeah. Paints.
What kind
painting,
of witchcraft
painting.
is this?
Sorry,
Oh, it's like,
paintings. It does have illustrations of various libraries. Small libraries, larger libraries, books on shelves, books not on shelves, people working in libraries and reading in libraries.
Rhaenyra's is porn.
Also, some abandoned libraries in towns. Half of the book is abandoned libraries. So libraries found in
Scantily clad
towns that have been abandoned or left to rot.
Dirty, dirty libraries.
And the last page on the book, is a painting, an illustration of a book washed up on shore. That's all like waterlogged and pages falling
wet.
out.
after you perused all
Okay.
the pictures. So
Last
then-
book.
last
Precious hostels, prestigious pots and platters.
Dirty, dirty platter.
He'll, he'll go back to the feud book and,
Okay,
and
all right.
just read it enough to try to figure out why the heck they're fighting and then how it ended.
Okay,
Nobody knows.
yeah, all right. You read the book. Well, you read what you can. Anyone else have anything before you go
Plus
to bed?
3 to dexterity, you say? What?
Um,
Skill point?
no, it just seems like a fiction book, fiction book based on true events. You know how that goes, but loosely based on true events.
These characters, Bill Paxton and Kevin Costner, are great.
You feel, yeah, like, you find it's a fascinating story, especially given your history.
What is that supposed to be? I know what that means.
And reading along, and I would say, given your history, Jurble, you probably are reading this and you're like, these aren't big problems that they're fighting over. Like, they could have easily have solved these by just, they just
Having
don't
a
seem,
battle to the death.
they just don't seem that intense of problems. Like, compared to your experience, it's like, what
All
what
these
is this?
wives still have their heads.
Yeah, exactly. Neither of their wives died. Like, what do they have to complain about?
What's up with that?
So, yeah.
Unrealistic.
Unrealistic. Stamped bone Jurble. Okay. So, no one has anything else before you go to sleep. We'll start all of this. So, Ren, make a perception check for me. And Pyxrin, make a perception check for me, please.
Da-da, da-da,
We should have got up at night and walked
da-da,
around.
da-da.
19.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm too busy being distracted by all the funny things.
Why did she have to describe it as all this? It's going to be something really serious, guys.
Perception.
I was going to say that after 4 hours, Tegan would have
15.
probably got up.
Oh, that's right. I do
That's what we're
4
perceiving
hours as well.
walking
I
around.
forgot about that. I always forget about that.
So 15.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My race.
So, yes. So
Forgot I'm a
Pyxrin,
drow.
at a certain time, I mean, this is after you finally fall asleep, probably around 2, so you're about halfway through. You are kind of woken up by Garnet tapping on the door with her beak of the room. So she's inside with you, but she's kind of like tapping on the door with her beak, like she's wanting out of the room.
Oh, yeah. Pyxrin's going to get up and open it.
Okay. Garnet flies out. Do you close the door?
Garnet doesn't know how to open doors. She'll leave it open a crack.
Okay. All right. And go back to bed.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, interesting. Where's Pip?
With me in
Ren.
bed.
Okay. Ren, you wake up to hear this very loud, like, it sounds almost like a knife hitting wood. And it sounds like it's coming from your door.
Okay.
Do you get up and take a closer look?
Yes, I would.
You do have still the fireplace burning very low, like, very softly. It kind of, for all of you, it kind of, after you, almost as if it sensed when you got into bed, it kind of died down a bit to a low burn. So you still have a little bit of that. So if you get up out of bed, Ren, you can almost see like this, like you hear it and you see this little like orange thing like sticking into the door, like towards the bottom, about a foot up from the floor. And then it comes out, and then it hits it again, and you hear that sound again, like a knife hitting wood.
Wait.
So
okay.
something is pecking through the door.
Oh, so I'm seeing a colorful thing coming through the door. Like
Yes,
I'm on one side. It's coming through.
correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so something on the outside is like pecking through the door.
Okay. I would try to time it
Okay.
that I slightly pull the door open just a little bit.
Okay.
When it's pecking, when its like beak is stuck in the door.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you wait until the beak is stuck in the door, and you.
And I'm
pull
not
open...
like I'm not like swinging it
Okay.
open.
All right.
I'm just opening it to where I can see what's going on. That if it's something that hopefully can't come in or
Okay.
whatever.
You open the door a little bit, and you see Garnet with her beak halfway through the door, and she kind of flutters a bit, like it's kind of stuck a little bit, and then she'll kind of pull herself back and roll back, like almost do a backward somersault, and then just kind of like get back up to her feet and just kind of, try to come into the room.
I will. I'll try. I'll close the door before she comes in.
Okay. All right. Make a dexterity check for me.
Not dexterity check. Oh, that's crap.
Tell me what it is.
2 plus 4, so 6.
Sorry.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna have to look up something here. To see if they still make it. We gotta look up stats, and I wasn't prepared for that. Let's see here. So what did you say your total was?
6.
Okay. You are able to close the door before
Oh, good.
Garnet gets in. It was a
didn't wanna
4.
kill
It
your
was a
bird picture.
4 total for Garnet.
Okay.
So, it kind of like it's kind of scampering in, and just as it like, and you're able to close the door. And as you close the door, you hear, oh, oh.
I'm gonna use the key, and I'm gonna message, even though I know it goes to everybody. I'm gonna say, Pyxrin, your bird is attacking my door.
And then it start like pecking the door again in the same spot. Actually, in the same spot.
I'm still sleeping.
Your bird's not.
All right. Gets up.
Rude.
It's like waking the whole house.
Slams doors.
She'll get up and go through a door and half asleep, just make her way towards.
And make a perception check for me, Pyxrin.
22.
Okay. Yeah, you see, as you step out your door, you look down the hall and see Garnet pecking into a door, one of the other guest room doors.
What are you doing?
It's still pecking.
Hey. She'll get closer. Hey.
Oh.
What are you doing?
It will kind of like flap back and kind of look at you for a second, and then flap up to your shoulder. Oh.
There's something in there that you need?
And it will kind of make a little like kind of like snap its beak up like it's eating something. Almost like a baby bird would.
Are you hungry?
Oh.
She's
You want
gonna
a sweet roll?
She's gonna go outside the front door.
Okay, you're taking her
Just-
out. Okay.
Yes, because she was considering opening, but she remembered whose room it was, or somewhere. Like I don't know. 'Cause she's basing it off of what Ren said. So
Okay. So you're going downstairs. So like go
Yeah,
out the.
she's-
Okay, so you go down
Yeah.
downstairs through the dining hall. Now there are some like snacks there, but there's no like you have a few drinks there. The bar is still stocked. But there is a little cart with like a plate full of little cakes. As well as some crackers and some cheese cubes.
You like any of that? She'll point to the crackers and the cheese and the cake.
It will go after the crackers, and kind of like it'll just kind of like clumsily kind of flop down on the cart and start just like pecking at crackers and gobbling them up, and it will do like pretty much eat the entire like plate full, and then will fly back on your shoulder with some like cracker crumbs kind of flying in your face as she does so. And then it will, Garnet will kind of like bump its head against yours and just kind of settle in on your shoulder like it's going to fall asleep.
All right, you were really hungry. Let's not wake anybody else up, okay? If you're hungry, just I don't know, tap on my window or something if there's a window.
Purrs.
Pyxrin's gonna grab the plate of cakes and just go back
Okay.
up and
All right. Okay.
snack in the bed for a few minutes, about 10 to 15 minutes, and then go back to sleep.
Okay. All right. Cool. Actually, Pyxrin, while you were down there getting your cakes and stuff, make a perception check for me, a separate one.
9.
Okay. All right, so you go back to bed.
Oh no. I don't like that smile that she just had.
Go back to bed. All
Go to
right.
bed.
What should we cover next here?
Well, I was just gonna say at the
Sure.
4 hour mark, Tegan would get up.
Okay.
And-
We haven't reached the 4-hour mark yet.
Okay, when that happens, he'll get up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that. Sure. Zephyr, make a perception check, please. Jonathan.
$17.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you after about Now, you fell asleep, Zephyr, and not too long after sleep hit you, you feel your shoulder being shaken. You wake up, and it is Deft, kind of kneeling by your bed. Hey, it's just me. So,
I heard you want to marry my sister.
do you have a sister? I didn't know you had a sister.
Oh, I can't say I do.
Okay, didn't think so. So, yeah, I'm heading out. This place.
What's up?
Well, there's no what I came here for. The time device, is not here. So, not really any reason for me to stick around, you know? And plus, your friends seem a little suspicious of me, I have to say. So,
I got your back.
I know you do, Zephyr. Listen, I would ask you to come with me, but I think that you should probably stay with this group. Here, and he'll fish out and kind of like grab your hand and kind of put this multi-jeweled, like it's a jeweled tone, but it's multi-jewel tones stone in your hand that you would recognize as usually a stone that you'd recognize from Dem Glemt. Here, you can use that to communicate with me. I think that we should stay in communication, stay in contact with each other this time, okay? Lots going on.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Shh. God. Just taking a look here.
Cheeky little thing.
So, you don't happen to know where this Varris is, do you?
Nope, can't say I do.
Damn. Okay. Well, if you find out anything about where he is, give me a call. I'm going to look for him. I think that's what I'm... I might head into Bornheim first, but I will be tracking him down, so... And, you know, if I found out anything before, I'll let you know, because, you know, your friend seemed a little upset about him, you know. And I won't kill him. I'll leave the killing of him to her. Sound good? What's your... Zephyr. Zephyr.
Oh, it's just a very long story.
What's your... What... Did you fall asleep? What's your hesitation? Are you concerned about something? Do you need to write something down?
I need more clarification.
Clarification on what, friend? Brother?
Things are a little weird here.
They are, yes. Do you want to come with me?
Could certainly go and say goodbye. Calling for backup.
I really
Better if you
think
just
that you would
stop. We can't right now.
be right. I think you would do better staying with this group and being, you know, in information. You know, they seem to be finding out things.
Very powerful weapons.
True. Yes.
Obviously seems like someone was looking for something.
Yeah, your friends are looking for a lot of things. Frankly, I don't think
Right.
they're going to find half of them.
I appreciate your hope and optimism.
Well, I have hope and optimism in you and me, not in them. So,
Just follow me.
I have to find these time devices, Zephyr. Plus, you know how I am in big groups. I don't do well. Like, I mean, I'm surprised that you've stuck with them for this long. They seem like a bunch of great people. And it'll give you like this like Tabaxi smile.
I'm working with what I have here.
I know you are. I know you are. That's why, kind of point to the stone in your hand. That's why we need to keep in communication. I want to know you're okay.
Did you even plan this out?
Yes, I did actually.
Let's hope this works. Cheeky little thing. Came here pregnant, not very talkative. Good night.
He'll kind of give you like a pat on the head, a very like gentle pat on the head, and you'll hear his kind of soft tabaxi footsteps and the door softly open and close.
I'll get up and follow him.
Okay, all right,
Stealthily.
all right. Make a stealth check then.
Okay, that... Oh, wait. Okay, with disadvantage, that is a dirty 20.
Okay, all right. Yeah. He is heading down the hall. Make. Yeah, no. Yeah, so he's heading down the hall, goes downstairs. As he turns the corner to go into the dining room, you'll see him kind of stop and kind of look at one of the chairs at the dining room table and just kind of like start like jiggling it a bit. I wonder if I can take this in my bag. What do you think, Zephyr? And he'll look over to you.
I think a note would suffice.
You really thought you could sneak up on me?
Sounds like a plan.
I need to go.
Easily manipulated.
Okay. Well, bye, brother. Good night. You should go
Good night.
You should go back to your bed.
I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. He stands there and like looks at you.
They do keep books there. And he'll turn around and go back to his room.
Okay. All right. If you look back down because your rooms are kind of up on a balcony, you won't see him in the dining room anymore. All right. Okay, and you're going straight to bed?
At what point in the night is it?
Probably technically about 1 a.m.
So I'll see if I notice anything else going on.
Okay, where are
That's
you
worth
at when
noticing.
you're trying to notice these things happening?
I'll down to the dining room, poke around, see if I can get a snack, drink.
Okay, yeah. There are some snacks there, yes. There are some cakes, some crackers still, and some cheese. There are some drinks, some water, pitchers of water there, as well as the bar still has everything in it. Make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, oops. That's a 16.
Okay. You would, as you're getting a snack downstairs, you would see one of the spirits, coming in from the house area, and will kind of stop and look at you before going through a wall.
Go up and knock on the wall.
No answer.
Does it sound hollow or like an actual wall?
It sounds like an actual wall.
All right, I'll head out into the main house.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you head out into the main house. Where are you going in the main house? Staying downstairs, going upstairs?
Yeah, downstairs,
Okay.
meandering around.
Meandering around. Okay. You would notice that there's a you went into the herb closet and saw the door before, right? Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
So you would see that closet under the stairs open.
Okay. I will go into the herb closet.
Okay. Yeah, you step in, you see that the metal door is open.
I will step into the metal door.
Okay. Well, I'll say as you're about to step in the metal door, you will see the room that you're entering into is pretty much mostly bare with cobblestone walls. There are some like sconces on the walls, some standing sconces as well. In the middle of the room, like there's this large ornate carpet, something similar to what you would see in the rest of the house, but it's circular with like this big hole cut out in the middle. And because in the center of the room is this large stone, kind of a half pillar with this large crystal on top of it. The crystal isn't lit up or anything, but you see, you would hear someone humming in the room. And as you kind of look in, as you might still step in, you see what looks like maybe Cullem, with his back towards you, working at this table, and looks like he's constructing something.
I notice anything else?
I know there's a small cart with some papers on it and some books open. Cullum's making a bit of noise with whatever he's constructing. It's just something small on the table that looks like a cube of sorts. But you'll see him like take a shaky drink of water and kind of wipe some sweat away, and as he continues working. Are you trying to be stealthy with what you're looking around this room, or are you just gonna just kind of glance in and step back?
No, I'll be stealthy in entering said room.
Okay, make a stealth check.
22.
God. Okay. Yeah, you're able to stealthily enter the room. He doesn't seem to notice. What you doing?
Just want to observe
Okay.
what's going
Alright.
on.
I mean, I would say without getting like right up next to him, it's a little hard to tell
Sure.
everything
I'm
that he's doing.
trying to like get a different angle.
Sure. Like, so I'll say that you go around like the back wall of the room and kind of get a different angle. It looks like he's constructing this like metal, like the framework of a cube, and then inside you can see him kind of like trying to like solder together this crystal, with these other little pieces kind of connecting to the framework of the cube. And you'll see him every once in a while kind of like lay his hands on it and just kind of put his head down and then continue working again. How long do you stand there watching?
As long as I'm able.
Okay. Yep. Suddenly you suddenly see in your peripheral the spirit coming through the door. who stops and sees you. Sir? Cullem will kind of look back at her and do so in do so in a way to where he kind of turns not directly towards her, but kind of turns around as he was grabbing something, and so he sees you. Zephyr, right?
Zephyr's the name?
Can't sleep. You can see as he looks at you, he looks older than what you saw him at dinner. He has bags under his eyes. He looks very tired.
Something's itching my brain.
I see. And he'll kind of look at the spirit. It's fine. Come over here. He'll kind of nod towards where he's working.
I'll head over.
As you head over, you do. I mean, it's pretty. It's this again framework box with this crystal in the middle, with almost these chains kind of connecting to the edges of the box. Yes. You can see that he's trying, he's now working on soldering these smaller boxes on each corner of the cube, on the inside, not the outside of this framework, and is adding this, it's an open box, and he adds this powder, this multicolored, almost ash to it, before soldering the top onto the little box, inside this framework cube. What do you think?
Interesting little trick.
Yes. It's for you and your friends. This will help you to, and you'll see him kind of put his hand on the framework, and it's kind of shaking a little bit. This will help you to trap spirits and eliminate them. I felt this would be good something to have, considering your experiences so far, and well, what you told me about the college got me a bit worried. So I thought I would try to do something to help out a bit. Do you like it?
It's a sparkle.
Yes.
Zephyr will reach into his bag and pull out those cards, metal cards with the different little cutouts on them that I took from the basement of the portal room.
Yeah. What are these?
I need more clarification.
Let me see, and he'll try to take them from you. And he'll start kind of taking them out, putting them on the kind of push the framework back a bit, and start looking at the different metal cards. And where did you find these?
Olivia house.
Olivia house.
Portal.
Right. Interesting. I've seen similar designs
and then
before.
I'll draw the sword. Very powerful weapons.
Okay. You go to draw the sword. It's not there.
And I wasn't anxious about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I've seen designs like these before, but these aren't... haven't been... No arcane has been added to them, so they weren't finished. Right now, it's just pieces of metal. Would you like these to serve a function? And what function would that be?
It could go either way.
He'll kind of like look at them. You can see this kind of like wheel turning in his head, and let me think about it for the night. Here, keep these with you, and give them to me again tomorrow, and after I get some rest, we can take another look at them. Okay? Okay.
Thank you for facilitating this meeting. It was really helpful.
Thank you for accompanying an old man as he tinkers. Well, good night, Zephyr.
Hang in there.
He will head out. Yeah, I would say he's probably tired enough that he'll just start heading out and nod at the spirit who stays in the doorway and kind of like is keeping an eye on the room, probably. Yeah.
I'll head out too.
Okay. All right. And you'll see Cullem kind of go towards his room where it was, but go down that hallway and close the door. All right.
I'll head back up to my room and look around for the sword.
You find a note. It says, "This is for your own good. I'll make sure that it's destroyed. Signed, Deft."
Rude.
All right. Go to bed?
Go back, yeah.
Okay.
Grumpily go back to sleep.
All right. Cool beans. Pyxrin. As you go back to sleep for that last hour or so of your sleep cycle, you are just completely inundated with these interesting dreams. But in all of them, it seems to start out okay, but then you start seeing spiders everywhere. Small ones, larger ones. Maybe not as large as the ones that you trained back in the day, but more the ones you'd find in the wild. They'll start off just you'll see one here and see one there, but then eventually you'll start seeing clumps of them, or spiders crawling up your legs. And you'll kind of shake yourself out to the next dream, and it'll start out fine, and then it will end the same way. Just continuing. This happens about 5 times, 5 cycles, and then there's one time that you just try to shake off the dream, kind of, and the spiders disappear, but a small glass orb rolls to you, at your feet, and you look down at it out of nowhere.
So pick it up.
Okay, you bend over, reach out to pick it up, and as soon as you touch it, and kind of stand up looking at it, you see it kind of a little dot of red inside, and then it just kind of fills the orb completely. And then you see Varris's face in front of yours, and you wake up in a sweat.
Yeah, she's not sleeping the rest of the night. She's going to pretty much like jump out of bed, and draw her weapons, and it takes her a second to kind of shake out of
Sure.
the reality and dream and stuff, and then she'll put her weapons back, and she'll just she'll go downstairs and grab some more food from the cart,
Okay.
like crackers and cakes and stuff, and just and sit at the bar area and just start snacking on the food and trying to calm herself down, and kind of you got the bar, and then you have the areas underneath the bar on the bartender side. So she's going to kind of sit up onto the stool a little bit and prop herself up higher and like reach down and try to look and see, and she'll just grab like a bottle of whiskey and start drinking that with the snacks, but she's not going to sleep the rest of the night.
Okay. All right. Tegan, what are you doing once your 4 hours are up?
Once the 4 hours is up, he would come out of his meditation, prep himself a little bit, and then he would probably head downstairs, and
I would say you would see Pyxrin at the bar.
he'll sort of think for a minute, then he'll go in and say, I know I went right to bed. You didn't? Did you get your 4 hours in?
You got about maybe 3.
Not really.
Something you ate?
No,
You okay?
I'm good. She's like trying to hide. She's trying to hide fear.
You want me to stay here? I was going to go downstairs and just watch over the bedroom, but if you're more comfortable, if you're not going to go, you want somebody to just sit here and... You going back to bed?
And she shakes her head like really, really fast. She's like,
Oh. Bad dream?
yeah.
Oh, I hate those. If you want, I'll stay here with you if it makes you feel comfortable.
I think Varris is tracking us.
You may be right. I mean, he's worse than tracking. I think he might actually be somehow have a way of listening in. He knows where we're going, and he's ahead of us.
She's going to put the bottle down and stuff a cake in her face, and after she's done swallowing it and chewing it and everything, she'll kind of and then she'll describe the dream that she had. It's almost like a recurring theme of nightmares and spiders, and she'll just describe all of it and get to the end and kind of just let out like this huge sigh, like, oh, finally I can tell somebody.
That does not sound good. Do you think it was just your mind unwinding, or do you think it might be worse?
I like to think of the worst case scenario.
It's probably, maybe, yeah, be prepared for the worst. Well, I'm going to go make some coffee.
Oh, can I have 2?
Sure. And you sort of go to do that early morning breakfast shuffle downstairs towards the kitchen.
Okay.
Bunny slippers.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll see a spirit kind of going about the downstairs floor, Maybe moving about the kitchen, cleaning a couple of things, but they'll move out of your way once they see you and go one.
Yep. Make a pot of morning coffee.
Okay.
Offer Pyxrin a cup, and if from the couch in the living room, can I see like the hallway where the bedroom door for Cullem was?
That'd be more you'd be able to see that better from the kitchen, actually.
All right, so he'll sit down at the kitchen table with a view.
Okay. Yeah, you
So
can see the hallway. You can't see down the hallway, but you can see where you turn into the hallway.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good enough.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit. No, sorry.
No?
I forgot I wasn't muted. No, I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Anything you need to do in game? Pyxrin now or just something separate? Okay. All right. Rhaenyra, during your sleep, you see let me find it
Scantily
here.
clad library.
Yes. No, you in one of your dreams, like you're having regular dreams, and then all of a sudden you find yourself kind of in this nothing space, in this nothingness. It's kind of white and gray at the same time, and you look around, you don't see anything, but then you turn again and you see who you would know as Zenfried. With the kind of, he has like kind of this scraggly, wavy blonde hair. Looks youngish, probably in his late 20s. Close cut, like blonde beard with a little bit of a mustache, or a little bit of a goatee, actually. Kind of baggy clothes, but he looks very kind of almost roguish. He's kind of facing away from you, and he turns and sees you. Oh, it's you. I'm glad it worked. Hello again. And Rhaenyra, this
hello
time
to you.
it's not staticky like it was before. It's more clear. I got your friend's message today. Did it get back?
It certainly did.
Good. Honestly, I don't know how this is happening, honestly. But so I take it that you're with it feels like you're at Cullem's. Are you around Cullem?
That is correct. We're in the guest quarters. You had told us to find him, and that we did.
Okay. Don't tell me specifics. I don't want to know where he's located. I'm just relieved that they haven't got him yet.
That who hasn't got him?
But the only people that I can think of that... Look, I've never worked with them before, but I know that Cullem has, and from what he's told me, and from what I've heard, I think it's the library. You know, and do you know what I mean? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, to a point, yes. Yes, I do.
It has to be them. It has to.
Why do they want him?
Power. same reason that I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who has me now, but I think it's the library, and I think that they're after him too, and just please, I hope they don't find him.
How do we find you?
I don't know. I'm in Dem Glemt, I think. I appeared here. Maybe Cullem said something, maybe he didn't, but I was missing for a few years, unfortunately, and I was stuck in this, and he kind of like motions around to this like nothingness. I was here, stuck, and all of a sudden, was it 2 weeks ago, I found myself not here. I was in the middle of a field. I don't know where I was, but I found some, I think they were locals, and it was a mountainous country, and they mentioned, I was asking them where I was, and they seemed confused, and they said something about Dem Glemt, the demi-plane, but it didn't last long. They found me pretty quickly. I don't know who. The only way that I can describe them is mage bounty hunters. They were rough, and they got the best of me, and now I am being held in this space that I don't even know where it's at. And I brought you here. This was my space for several years, so it's, funnily enough, it's kind of what I dream about, to find peace anymore.
You said you've been trapped for years.
Yes, I was trapped in this for years. And then found myself in Dem Glemt, and then found myself captured again by, as I said, what I'm assuming is the library. I honestly don't.
But you and I, we've met before. You gave me your books.
I did?
Z.
That trick is still working. Wow. I don't know what to say. Unless someone has caught on to the trick and kept running it.
Did you have an altruistic trick who gives away books and candies hidden in the woods? I'm quite confused.
It was a ruse. It was fun. I just wanted some fun. You know how it's like. You run out of things to do, and
well, hopefully we'll meet again, and hopefully it soon. Is there anything else we can do to help you at this time?
As I said, I think that I'm being held by the library, but I'm not even sure where to even tell you. They keep trying to... Funny love, they keep trying to reinvent this kind of motions to what's around you, the nothingness. So I think that whoever has me now is who had me in prison before. And somehow for some reason, luck, but little does luck know that I have shit luck. So of course I end up right back into what I escaped from. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe 12 days ago, 13, around there, I found myself not here. And it was a wondrous and hopeful 24 hours. And then this. So, I don't know. I don't have the information to even help myself. So, I had reached out to you, before. Somehow, I'm still unsure. Oh, actually, that's a DM mistake. I reached out to you. Well, because your great-grandfather was a good man. Victor Sims. He was, helped us found Fairweather. Myself
Out of
and
character,
Cullem.
do I know anything? I don't think I know anything about.
You would probably know about Victor, but you didn't know that he was on the board founding Fairweather.
Okay.
You probably would have never met him, but yeah, probably dead before you were born. But
I wasn't aware.
he's a good man. Also, you, not even that, but you are young, and it's difficult to find mages that aren't after their own desires, I guess, is a way to put it. I actually reached out to a couple of other ones that I knew, that they're grandparents from the college, and they were sad excuses or kind of frightening in ways that I didn't want to deal with. So finally got through to you, and you've seemed helpful, and I appreciate it.
My friends and I will make it a priority to find you, to help you. There's much wrong in this world, and you may be the key to making it right. You'll have to forgive me. I don't have much hope elsewhere.
He'll put it like no, he won't. He'll just kind of nod, and so, how is he? How is he? Sorry, how is Cullem?
He's a bit grieved to know that you're captured, a bit hopeless at the moment. I'm sure he wishes to speak with you. He said he's tried to reach you, and he's not been able, or he's not been reciprocated.
The last place didn't allow that much communication. I was barely able to reach through to you when I did, and that was after years of trying. So, it's not surprising.
Shall I tell him to try again?
He can, but I'm not sure. I think that they might know that I was contacted today.
And what of this meeting? Cullem has told us about a dream space.
Oh wait, was it Cullem or was it Caszeel?
It was Caszeel.
We had heard about a dream space for you and for Cullem. Is this similar?
He's definitely smiling. No, this is not similar. No, I think what you're referring to is our demi-plane that we created. No, this is but a stone in an ocean compared to that. But, no, I'm sure Cullem will wonder why I didn't reach out to him instead of you, but well, to be frank, I didn't want any communication to be tracked to him. Understand? And
Yes.
also part of me worried that if he found out I was still alive, that, well, maybe not so anymore, but he would have broke down the entire demi-plane to get to me. And I'm not sure that's what the demi-plane needs.
That is quite understandable, but I think he would be happy to hear from you.
As I said, I will try, but I'm not sure. And you'll see his attention kind of being caught off a bit. And he'll kind of look to you a bit panicked. And he'll actually reach out, and for a moment, Rhaenyra, it seems like his hand's going to reach through you. And it does a little bit almost, but then it seems like a little bit of form in his hand is able to grab hold of your arm. And you can see a bit of a bead of sweat on his brow. Rhaenyra, tell Cullem I'm sorry, and that you should know, and he will start fading a bit. And then you'll see him kind of come back into form for a moment. They're watching you. And fade back out. And you immediately wake up. And that's what will end tonight's session. All right. So, thank you, players, for being here this evening. Thank you, chat, for hanging around. I did not even look at Zoom chat this entire. Just going to just put that back down. All right. So, if you've been watching The Forsaken, which is every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot of D&D here on this channel. Here on Mad Bird Streams. Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we have D&D 5e content. And also on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we have D&D 5e content. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic, where myself and Victoria work on minis and work on dungeon tiles. And then Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Mad Art with Steph, where I work on some fan art for the various campaigns on the channel, all that's been voted on in our Discord. So that's been voted on by players and by viewers alike. Also, this Friday, hopefully, if everything goes correct, goes well, should be our 150th episode of Stormfall. So that's exciting. Looking forward to that. So yeah, tune in. I'm not sure what'll be going on. I know a couple of us will be probably in cosplay. But yeah, and just keep an eye on our Discord channel for if anything comes up. Because I know we couldn't have it last week because Dan was called into work, unfortunately. So just keep an eye on there if there's any changes in the schedule. We also have a Patreon, so if you're looking for ways to support the channel, great way to do so. Not only do you get some cool stuff, but we get more back. So it's, yeah, great way to support. Anyways, let's look for someone to raid here, since something we like to do when we can. 1 second, let me just see if anyone is live. Let's see here. Oh, we got some art channels. That's not what I'm looking for. Alright, let's just go over to... Oh, yeah. Why does that never show up in my thing? Yeah, we'll just go over to our... Oh, actually, let's go over to stream Dragons and Dreamers. Look like they're having session 8 of their City of Promise campaign, so that's exciting. Give me 1 second. Let me just put their raid in here. Let's see. Oh, I didn't have any music tonight at all. Just realized. Just realized. That's why I was so spastic at the beginning. It's because I was forgetting the music and didn't even know it. So yeah, let's raid over to them, give them a caw-caw in the chat. Y'all are awesome. Thank you again for being here, for sharing this experience with us. Have a safe week, and we'll see you next Monday. All right, bye-bye.
See yous.